What's going on, everyone? We're going to take a look at Corsair Gaming. Okay. I know some of you guys are holding this stock. This was, a high growth stock, or, looked good for the horizon. A lot of people played this in 2020, whatever. But I'd love to know in the description or down in the comment section, who sold you guys on this stock? Like, I'm going to pull up the weekly time frame when this was off highs of $51, going all the way back to 2020 of December. It's been nothing but down. So from 51 down to 18, along with a lot of the other small cap stocks. I hope you guys have been managing this position, hedging short, doing something else. Maybe you cut your position, average down a little bit. But I want to know who sold you guys this stock. This stock is really, really bad. Whoever did sell you the stock should be fired, all jokes aside. But realistically, let's take a look at the macro picture here. I'm just kind of having some fun with everybody. Another down day today, down 5%, $1 on the day. So what I'm looking at here is the weekly time frame. This is an inverse hammer candle. From a technical standpoint, does not look good. Now, if your horizon for Corsair Gaming is 5-10 years down the road, you should not be watching this video, because this is more for swing traders, day traders, shorter term investors, right? 3 months, 6 months, 1 week. People looking to get in and get out and kind of manage their money a little bit more tight to the vest. So with that being said, we are coming off 3 consecutive weeks of red inverse green hammer or inverse red hammer candles. Never a good sign. What I do want to point out here, if we start to lose today's lows, we will come down here and test these, pretty much all-time lows since going all the way back to 2020, which is 2 years, right? If we do lose 1819, which happens to be today's lows, we can come down here to the 1753 area. That's going to be a very, very critical spot that needs to hold. Like, it doesn't might hold, it needs to hold. And currently, obviously, in the after hour session, which I should have looked at this first, you got to scratch everything that I just said in the first, oh God, everything that I said in the first 3 minutes of this video. So looking at the daily chart, rudely mistaken. After hours here, completely crushed all the way down to 15. Absolute new lows, and I might as well just make another video and start from there, but I'm actually just too lazy, and I've already done 10 technical analysis videos. So with that being said, these levels are invalid. So if we do look at the daily chart, okay, sorry for the confusion, guys. If we do look at the daily chart, the 1819 level from today's close was the area that we needed to hold. However, you can see this declining channel here. It needed to bounce. So, what the bulls wanted to see was some sort of significant bounce. Even if we finish inside bar day there and kind of chop around, hold this level, maybe start to curl higher. That next area going back to this time here, 1744, absolutely needed to hold. That would put us almost in the middle range of this channel. Right now, $15.88 was the bottom half of this channel. And obviously, when we go to the price action after hours, we breached that and we came all the way down to lows of $15. So with that being said, now where do we go from here? We have to look at this going into tomorrow. If we do lose the $15 area here, we do have room to bounce. If we lose the $15 area here, we do have room down to $14.29. If we bounce and we get back over $16.31, it's going to put us right into supply, which is never a good thing. That's the 20-day moving average on a 15-minute chart. But realistically, what I would like to look at would be the hourly chart here. Significant level 1633. I think if we get over 1633, potentially we do have room to bounce $1 into the 1740s and then 18. But again, a lot of supply here. This is going nowhere anytime quickly. So if you are a holder of this stock, it's pretty much just hold. Like, there's nothing to do. If you're looking to escape your position, it was time to start escaping that position quite some time ago. Where we're at now at $15, we do have a lot more room to slide. If we kind of look at the weekly, with that new $15 low here, you can kind of see we are going back to September 21st or September of 2021. Very, very far down. Obviously, $14 is going to be the absolute low. If you're one of these crazy bargain shoppers and you don't mind having money tied up for a year or 2 years or however long it takes, maybe $14 would be a good spot. but it would have to hold, right? So here's the thought process that goes into it. If we lose $15 and we come down into the 14s, you can start accumulating a position in the 14s. Here's where you have to manage the position. If we lose 14, you need to get out. Whether you lose 50 cents on the trade, you lose 75 cents on the trade, depending on how many shares you got, you do the math. But if we lose 14, you have to exit the trade. Why? Guys, because if you do not, you'll get stuck in something like this where it just goes sideways for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on end, weeks and weeks and weeks on end, and it just slowly drifts. Now, obviously, on a weekly time frame, this lower channel is all the way down here at $12. So if you're looking for a better deal, then say, hey, if it gets to 12 bucks, I'm going to buy this thing, right? If it never gets to 12 bucks, well, then, hey, you hold your position or you don't get into this thing. Definitely stay away from just jumping in at like anything below $21. Definitely stay away from jumping in unless you can get it at 14 and that level holds, or unless you can get it at 12 and that level holds. I know that's a lot of information, but if you guys want to manage your own money and you guys want to manage your investment portfolio, you need to be on top of this kind of stuff. This is not just like, listen to someone talk on CNBC or read someone's Twitter post and say, hey, you know what, buy here, but you have no idea what the hell you're doing. You're going to have to manage your money or else pay someone to manage it for you, which, I don't think they would be investing into Corsair Gaming. The bigger picture problem is no one is investing into these high growth, high speculation stocks. When you see mega cap stocks getting absolutely obliterated right now, do you think that people are going to invest in DraftKings or in Corsair Gaming or in SoFi or in Fubu or all these other super high risk, high speculative stocks? It's not going to happen, right? So if you're a deep dive value bargain shopper, two levels for you to kind of keep your eyes on: $14 and $12. Depending on which level you choose to get in on, if it gets down there. If it loses that price, you also have to get out of there. If you do jump in at 14 and it goes to 12 and it loses 12, you have to escape that trade. You just do, because you do not want your money to be tied up, at 14 when the stock's trading between 12 and 13.50 for another year, right? I hope that makes sense. Sorry for the first half of this video, guys. I was scanning through daily charts and I was looking at Corsair's daily chart, and the chart really looked good for a short setup, right? It looked good for a short setup here through $18 for day traders, back down into the 17s, and obviously a little bit lower if we can get to it. And then it wasn't until I went to the hourly chart where I'm like, oh, great. After hours, they completely sold it off. So I apologize for the first, couple minutes of the video where I'm giving out the levels of 1746 and 1819. Those now are going to act as levels of resistance. So if we do push up back into 1746, look for an area to get rejected and come back down. If it does reclaim it, look for $18 to act as an area of rejection and come back down. Even so, when it does get over 18, you got a lot of room here. A lot of areas where it's going to get snagged: 1846, 19, 1927, 1970. If you guys are curious on how I'm getting all of these indicators and these supply and demand zones, definitely join my Discord. That link is down in the description box below. I don't trade. I will be very transparent. I do not trade a lot of small cap stocks, so I'm not really trading the Corsairs of the world and the SoFis of the world on a day-to-day basis. Majority my time is spent in high beta stocks, which is Nvidia, Tesla, triple Qs, ETF, Square, Facebook, the bigger mega cap stocks, just because they move a lot more, right? So I'm an options player. I get a lot more bang for my buck trading those stocks. I'm not a long-term investor, so that's a full disclosure. I do not long-term invest. I'm looking to, take $10,000 and make 10%, or $10,000 and make 2%, or, per trade, right? So my risk tolerance is a little bit different than a lot of other people, especially longer-term investors, especially people who invest in these type of high growth stocks. Like, if you were like, who would look better than you, right? If you take Corsair Gaming at $14, yes, maybe it sits there for 3 months, but in 12 months from now, we're trading at $25. Who looks better than you? Nobody, right? So I'm just trying to give out possible game plans for you to kind of attack this stock. With all that being said, Give me a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. I'll see you guys all in the next video.